What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve Book, and like the title says, I'm going to try to quickly go over a few games that I think make the best racing sims for beginners. I think this topic is pretty much standard issue, but also very essential for every sim racing channel to cover because this is not a cheap hobby. So it's good to have some different opinions to help people easily get started and enjoying sim racing as fast and inexpensively as possible. I think most people that are curious about sim racing are on console like I was, or thinking about making the jump from console to PC like I eventually did. So yeah, when I came up with this list, I decided to take a step back in time when I was curious about sim racing and just wanted to get my feet wet in the hobby. So yeah, if you're someone that already knows that they're ready to dive into the deep end, I recommend that you just download iRacing and be done with it. But for anyone who wants to get into sim racing but still wants to retain a gaming experience that they're used to, with good graphics, a good soundtrack, a welcoming and easy to navigate user interface, and driving physics that are close enough to help ease you into some of the more hardcore sim titles, I think this might be the list for you. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it. First, I'm gonna get the obvious out of the way with Gran Turismo 7. This game will always have a spot on a list like this. I personally think the Gran Turismo franchise is the best introduction into racing games, period. I think Gran Turismo 7 is the best middle ground between the fun time arcade racers and the unforgiving hardcore sim titles, and probably the best way to nurse yourself off the controller and onto a wheel and pedal set. GT7 has the driving physics, race and pit strategy, night, day, and weather cycle, VR on PlayStation 5, and a huge online community. You know, everything someone would need to help them seamlessly transition over to a more serious racing sim like iRacing. But yeah, it's not perfect. I think one of the biggest drawbacks of Gran Turismo 7 is that you have to have an internet connection to get the full experience. Yeah, there's not much you can do in this game without an internet connection. Hopefully that's something Polyphony changes in the future if they haven't already by the time this video drops. Another GT7 drawback is that it can only be played on the PlayStation 4 and 5 hardware. PC port rumors fly up and then quickly get shot down about every 3 to 6 months, it seems like. Maybe if the PC guys wave their wallet high in the air and yell loud enough, it might be enough to get some of the corporate red tape removed. And the last biggest drawback of Gran Turismo 7 is there's not much of a single player experience for solo guys like myself. Yeah, man, there's not much to do in GT7 if you like to do your own thing and play by yourself. Fortunately, Polyphony is still adding free content to this game, so it might end up being a single player masterpiece by the end of its life cycle. Alright, my next best racing sim for beginners is the EA and Codemaster F1 games, specifically F1 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2023. Yeah, man, these games are easy to get into but hard to master. And if you're an F1 fan, these games are a very good Formula One racing experience. The EA and Codemaster F1 games have a big online following for competitive multiplayer guys and an immersive single player campaign for solo guys like myself. They look good and play well on the Xbox One and Series systems, the PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. I'm pretty sure most people watching this video will probably already have at least one of these games on their shelf or downloaded onto their hard drive. If not, unfortunately, EA has pulled F1 2021 and the earlier titles off all digital marketplaces, so you'll have to hit up eBay or GameStop to experience the earlier titles in the series. And I don't recommend pre-ordering or buying these games on release day, and I wouldn't buy them every year either. I'd wait about a week or so after they launch and watch some reviews and see some real gameplay, and if you're not feeling it that year, I recommend that you skip it and wait for next year's game. So now I'm gonna switch up racing disciplines and add Dirt Rally 2.0 to this list. Yeah, man, I think this game has been free to download on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So I think everyone with a compatible gaming device should have this game in their library whether they like cars or not. Yeah, man. Dirt Rally 2.0 is not controller friendly. It is easy to get into, but I think someone would have to be ready to commit to a wheel and pedal set to enjoy this game. I personally think a Thrustmaster belt-driven wheelbase is the best way to experience Dirt Rally 2.0, but I know the Fanatec and Direct Drive guys will probably disagree. All right, next on this list is another rally franchise, and that's WRC 9 and 10. These games can be played on current and last generation consoles and PC. They aren't as polished and as hardcore as Codemaster's Dirt Rally 2.0, but I still think WRC 9 and 10 are great for anyone new to sim racing and essential to every rally fan's gaming library. I also recommend experiencing WRC 9 and 10 with a Thrustmaster belt-driven wheelbase as well, and like with the F1 games, games. I don't recommend pre-ordering or buying these games on release day, and I wouldn't buy them every year either. Like I said, I'd wait about a week for some real gameplay and to see what the reviews say, and then I'd go from there. And last but definitely not least is Assetto Corsa Competizione. Yeah, man, this is probably the most approachable racing sim out of all the hardcore racing sims. ACC is the perfect introduction to sim racing, but, and this is an important but, it has to be played on a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, or PC, because the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions of this game are a mess. Yeah, man, they say this game runs at 30 frames per second. I'm no frame rate expert, but my eyes are telling me that there's no way ACC is running at 30 frames per second on the last generation consoles. And I think another reason Assetto Corsa Competizione is a great introduction to sim racing is because if someone was looking to progress the hobby from the living room to a professional career, in a GT3 or GT4 car is where I think they'd most likely end up. Now, if you're on PlayStation and you're already playing Gran Turismo 7, I think you could probably skip this one. But if you're on the Xbox Series or PC and want to get into sim racing, I think you should add Assetto Corsa Competizione to your library. So yeah, man, that's my list of best racing sims for beginners. Let me know if you agree, disagree, or want to add something down into the comment section. I think the only thing I would add is anyone new to the hobby should probably experience it with a mid to top level belt-driven wheelbase. I personally think a direct drive system could be overwhelming for someone that's just starting out, especially direct drive systems with double-digit torque ratings. I know a lot of folks aren't going to like that opinion, but based on my experience with direct drive systems, I think I should throw that out there. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to get up out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's T-Bukin. I'm out.